When you buy your first car, one fear dominates everything. What if I break it? Every strange noise, every dashboard light feels like a $3,000 repair bill waiting to happen. But here's what mechanics won't tell you. Maintenance isn't complicated. It's just 6 simple systems you need to check. Miss even one, and you're gambling with thousands of dollars. Today, I'm breaking down the exact maintenance roadmap that prevents breakdowns, saves money, and builds the confidence you need as a first-time owner. No guessing. No panic, just a simple system that works. We're covering critical safety checks that prevent roadside emergencies, fluid maintenance that protects your engine, battery and electrical health, brake system basics, tire care that keeps you safe, and the one mistake almost nobody catches until it's too late. Here's why this matters. Your car is designed to last 200,000 miles or more, but only if you follow the system, skip steps, and you're not saving time. You're borrowing problems. Let's start with what could fail while you're driving. Your safety checks are non-negotiable. These 4 things can fail suddenly, and when they do, you're not just dealing with repair costs, you're dealing with safety risks. Let me walk you through each one so you know exactly what to look for. First up, brake fluid. See these lines right here? Your brake fluid should always sit at the maximum line when the engine is cold. If it's below maximum, you have a leak somewhere. This isn't normal wear. Brake fluid doesn't evaporate like other fluids. When it's low, something is wrong with your brake system. What you need to do is get it checked immediately. Don't drive the car until a mechanic inspects it, because brake failure isn't something you can afford to gamble with. Now let's move to something you can check in less than a minute. Your tire tread depth, and there's a simple trick that makes this super easy. Take a quarter from your pocket, insert it upside down into your tire tread groove like this. If you can see the top of Washington's head, your tires need replacement soon. It's that simple. Most states require 2/32 of an inch minimum tread depth, but here's what professional mechanics recommend. Replace them at 4/32 of an inch. Why? Because in wet conditions, that extra tread depth dramatically improves your grip and stopping power. Do this check monthly. It takes 30 seconds per tire, and it could literally save your life in an emergency stop situation. Next, we need to talk about your battery terminals, because even a perfectly healthy battery can fail if the connection is blocked. Your battery has 2 enemies, age and corrosion. See this white crusty stuff building up around the terminal? That's corrosion. It blocks the electrical connection between your battery and your car's electrical system. Even a healthy battery can seem completely dead if the terminals are too corroded to conduct electricity properly. Now, here are the signs your battery is actually dying and needs replacement. Slow engine cranking when you try to start the car. Dim dashboard lights. A clicking sound when you turn the key instead of the engine turning over. Or the battery is 5 years or older. You can check your battery's manufacture date right here. It's stamped on the top or side of the battery case. If it's over 5 years old, get it tested at any auto parts store. The test is completely free and takes about 5 minutes. And the 4th critical safety check, your lights. This one gets skipped by almost every first-time owner because it seems too basic. But burnt-out lights are one of the leading causes of preventable accidents. Every week, you need to test your brake lights, all 4 of them. Your turn signals front and rear, your headlights on both high beam and low beam settings, and your reverse lights. One burnt bulb costs $5 to $15 to replace and takes about 2 minutes of your time. But driving with a burnt taillight at night, that's how rear-end collisions happen. Set a phone reminder for this. First day of every month. These 4 safety checks take 10 minutes total, and they give you the peace of mind that your car won't fail you when you need it most. Now that we've covered what keeps you safe on the road, let's talk about what keeps your engine alive, your fluids. Your car runs on 5 critical fluids. Each one has a specific job, and if you miss just one of them, your repair bill doesn't just increase a little bit, it jumps from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Let me show you each one and explain why it matters. Engine oil is first, and it's the most important one. This is the lifeblood of your engine. Oil does 3 critical jobs for your engine: lubrication so metal parts don't grind against each other, cooling because it draws heat away from from hot engine components, and cleaning because it carries away metal shavings and carbon buildup. When your oil gets dirty and breaks down, it stops doing all three of those jobs. Metal starts grinding on metal, heat builds up, and your engine wears out faster than it should. Here's how to check your oil level properly. Step 1. Park on level ground with the engine off and cooled down. Step 2. Locate your dipstick. It's usually got a brightly colored handle under the hood. Step 3. Pull it out completely. Step 4. Wipe it clean with a rag so you get an accurate reading. Step 5. Reinsert it all the way back into the tube. Step 6. Pull it out again, and now you can check the actual level. Your oil should be somewhere between the minimum and maximum marks on the dipstick. If it's below minimum, you need to add oil immediately before you drive anywhere. If it's at or above maximum, you're good to go. Now, how often should you change your oil? That depends on what type of oil you're using. Conventional oil needs changing every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Synthetic oil can go 7,500 to 10,000 miles between changes. Always check your owner's manual for your specific vehicle's recommended interval because different engines have different requirements. Next fluid is your transmission fluid, and this is the most overlooked fluid in the entire car. It's also one of the most expensive when it fails. Your transmission fluid serves as both a lubricant for internal gears and a hydraulic fluid that makes automatic transmissions work. When it breaks down, your transmission starts having problems. Fresh transmission fluid looks red or pink and completely clear. Old or burnt transmission fluid looks dark red or brown and gets cloudy or murky. For most automatic transmissions, you need to check and change this fluid every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. For manual transmissions, it's every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. If your transmission fluid looks dark brown like this, you already have internal wear happening. Get it serviced before it turns into a complete transmission failure, because replacing a transmission costs thousands of dollars compared to a couple hundred for a fluid change. Now let's talk about coolant, which is what prevents your engine from destroying itself through temperature extremes. Coolant prevents your engine from freezing solid in winter weather and overheating in summer heat. It also prevents rust and corrosion from forming inside your entire cooling system, which includes your radiator, water pump, and engine block passages. Coolant comes in different colors depending on the type, but they all do the same job. The change interval is every 50,000 miles or every 2 to 5 years, whichever milestone you hit first. And here's something critical. If your temperature gauge ever climbs into the red zone while you're driving, pull over immediately and turn off the engine. Driving with an overheating engine causes permanent damage in just a few minutes. The metal warps, gaskets blow, and suddenly you're looking at engine replacement instead of a simple repair. Brake fluid is next, and we need to revisit this one because it's that important. Brake fluid has a unique property. It's hygroscopic, which means it absorbs moisture from the air over time. That moisture reduces your braking effectiveness and causes rust to form inside your brake lines where you can't see it. Check the color of your brake fluid. Fresh brake fluid is clear or light yellow. Old or compromised brake fluid turns dark brown or black. The change interval is every 2 to 3 years, regardless of how many miles you've driven. This isn't mileage-based, it's time-based, because that moisture absorption happens whether you drive the car or not. Last fluid to cover is power steering fluid. This is the easiest fluid to ignore until you notice the problem. And the problem is suddenly struggling to turn your steering wheel, especially at low speeds or when parking. Power steering fluid lubricates your power steering pump and the entire hydraulic system that makes steering effortless. When it's low or contaminated, the pump has to work harder and can fail prematurely. Check this fluid every 30,000 miles. If the level is low, you likely have a leak somewhere in the system. Get it inspected by a mechanic because power steering leaks get worse over time, not better. Now, fluids are only half the story. Let's talk about filters because these are what keep everything clean and flowing properly. Filters are cheap insurance for expensive components. When you skip filter maintenance, you're not saving money or time. You're creating problems that cost way more to fix later. Let me show you the 3 filters you actually need to worry about. engine air filter is first. Your engine needs air to create combustion and power. When this filter gets clogged with dirt and debris, your engine literally can't breathe properly. Here's an easy test. Hold your air filter up to a light source. If light doesn't pass through the filter material, it's completely clogged and needs immediate replacement. A clogged air filter causes rough idling, poor acceleration, reduced fuel economy, and in severe cases, hard starting, all because your engine is suffocating. The change interval is every 12,000 to 15,000 miles or once per year, whichever comes first. In dusty environments or if you drive on dirt roads frequently, check it every 5,000 miles. The cost is about $20 to $30 for the filter itself, and installation takes 10 minutes if you do it yourself. You don't need any tools. Just unclip the housing, swap the filter, and clip it back together. Next is your cabin air filter, and this one affects you directly because it filters the air you breathe while driving. This filter cleans all the outside air before it enters your vehicle's cabin through the heating and air conditioning system. When it gets clogged with pollen, dust, and pollution, several things happen. Your air conditioning and heater have to work harder, which uses more fuel. If you have allergies, your symptoms get worse inside the car. Mold can actually grow on a dirty filter, creating a musty smell and potential health issues. And the air inside your car just feels stale and unpleasant. The change interval is every 15,000 to 30,000 miles or once per year. The filter costs $25 to $50, and the difficulty level for do-it-yourself installation ranges from easy to moderate depending on your specific vehicle model. On most cars, the cabin filter is behind the glove box. You drop the glove box down, slide the old filter out, slide the new one in, and put the glove box back. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Now let's shift gears and talk about how to actually test your battery health, because knowing when to replace it before it fails is crucial. We covered battery terminal corrosion in the safety checks section, but how do you know if the battery itself is actually healthy or dying? You have two options. Option one is the easiest. Go to any auto parts store chain. They'll test your battery completely free of charge. It takes 5 minutes, you don't need to buy anything, and they'll tell you whether your battery is good, weak, or needs replacement. Option two is testing it yourself at home with a multimeter. These cost about $30 to $40 and let you test batteries, fuses, and other electrical components whenever you want. Set your multimeter to 20 volts on the direct current scale. Connect the red probe to the positive terminal marked with a plus sign. Connect the black probe to the negative terminal marked with a minus sign. Now read the voltage. 12.6 volts or higher means you have a good, healthy battery. 12.0 to 12.5 volts means the battery is weak but still functional. Below 12 volts means your battery is dying and will fail soon, probably at the worst possible time. If your battery is 5 years or older and showing any symptoms like slow cranking, dim lights, or clicking sounds when you turn the key, replace it proactively. Don't wait for it to strand you somewhere. Battery replacement cost is about $100 to $200 for the battery itself. If you have a shop install it, they'll add $50 to $150 in labor, but many shops include installation free with purchase. Speaking of things you can't afford to fail, let's talk about your brake system. This is where safety becomes absolutely critical. Your brakes are the only thing standing between you and a collision. This is non-negotiable maintenance. There's no cutting corners here, no putting it off until next month. When your brakes fail, everything fails. So let me show you how to inspect them and recognize the warning signs before they become dangerous. You can actually inspect your brake pads without removing the wheels or taking anything apart. Just look through the spokes of your wheel like this. See the brake pad material right there? It's the part that presses against the rotor to create friction and stop your car. If that pad material is less than 1/4 inch thick, you need to start planning for replacement soon. If it's less than 1/8 inch thick, replace them immediately. Don't wait, you're already in the danger zone where braking performance is compromised. Now, here are the warning signs that your brake pads are worn and need replacement. Listen to your car. It's trying to tell you what's wrong. Squealing sound when you press the brakes means you're hearing the built-in wear indicator. It's a small metal tab designed to make noise when pads get thin. This is your warning. Replace them soon. grinding sound when you brake is an emergency. This means the pad material is completely gone and metal is rubbing directly on metal. You're damaging your rotors right now, turning a $200 brake job into a $500 brake and rotor replacement. Softer, spongy brake pedal that sinks toward the floor means you have air in your brake lines or your brake fluid level is dangerously low. Get this inspected immediately by a professional. Pulsing or vibrating brake pedal during hard braking means your rotors are warped from heat and need resurfacing or replacement. The typical replacement interval for brake pads is 25,000 to 70,000 miles, but this varies dramatically based on your driving style. Heavy city traffic with constant braking wears pads much faster than highway driving. Replacement cost runs about $100 to $300 per axle for brake pads. Rotors add another $200 to $600 per axle if they need replacement too. Now let's move to the 4 components that actually touch the road. Your tires. Everything depends on these 4 contact patches: your safety, your fuel economy, your ride comfort, your handling. All of it. We covered the quarter test for tread depth earlier in the safety section, but there are 2 more critical things you need to check regularly. Tire pressure is next. Your correct tire pressure specification is listed on a sticker on the driver's door jamb, not on the tire itself. The tire shows maximum pressure, which is not what you should run. The typical range is 30 to 35 pounds per square inch, but your specific vehicle might be different. Always use the number on your door jamb sticker. Check your tire pressure monthly at minimum. Also check before long road trips and whenever the seasons change, because temperature affects tire pressure. For every 10 degrees Fahrenheit the temperature drops, your tire pressure decreases by about 1 pound per square inch. Underinflated tires waste fuel because they create more rolling resistance. They wear out faster, especially on the outer edges, and they dramatically increase your risk of a blowout, especially in hot weather or on long highway drives. Overinflated tires give you a harsh, uncomfortable ride. The center of the tread wears much faster than the edges, and you have reduced traction because less of the tire is actually touching the road surface. Proper inflation gives you better fuel economy, longer tire life, and safer handling. It's literally free maintenance that just requires checking once a month. Now let's talk about tire age, because this catches almost every first-time owner by surprise. Tires don't just wear out from driving, they age out from time, even if they have plenty of tread left. Your tire has a manufacture date stamped right here on the sidewall. You're looking for the DOT code. It's a series of letters and numbers. Find the last 4 digits. These tell you when the tire was manufactured. The first 2 digits are the week of the year, from 1 to 52. The last 2 digits are the year. For example, if you see 2419, that means week 24 of 2019, which would be June of that year. Now, how old is too old for a tire? Under 6 years old and you're still good. 6 to 10 years old, the tire is still technically usable, but you need to check the tread depth and inspect for cracking more frequently. Over 10 years old, replace it regardless of how the tread looks. Here's why. Rubber degrades chemically over time from heat, sunlight, ozone, and just the passage of time. The rubber hardens, cracks start forming, especially in the sidewall, and the tire loses its ability to grip the road properly, even if the tread grooves look perfectly fine. Most tire manufacturers recommend replacement at 10 years maximum. Many insurance companies won't cover you if your tires are over 10 years old and you have an accident. Last thing about tires is rotation. Tires wear unevenly depending on their position on the car, your driving style, road conditions, and wheel alignment. Rotating them to different positions evens out that wear pattern and extends their life. The common rotation pattern for most vehicles is a cross pattern. Front left goes to rear right goes to rear left goes to front left, rear right goes to front right. Rotate your tires every 6,000 to 8,000 miles. A good memory trick is to rotate them every time you change your oil. That way you never forget. The cost at a shop is $50 to $100. Or you can do it yourself if you have a jack stands, and a socket wrench for the lug nuts. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes. Now we've covered all the major systems: safety checks, fluids, filters, battery, brakes, and tires. But there's one critical mistake that ties all of this together, and it's the mistake that costs first-time owners more money than anything else. Here's the mistake that costs first-time owners the most money. And it's not a technical mistake, it's a mindset mistake. They wait until something feels wrong before they take action. They hear a noise and ignore it. They see a warning light and keep driving. They feel something off and hope it goes away on its own. But here's the brutal truth about car maintenance. By the time you feel a problem, the damage is already done. You're not preventing anything anymore, you're dealing with consequences. Worn brake pads, by the time they're grinding and you hear that horrible metal-on-metal sound, you've damaged your rotors. Now, instead of a $150 brake pad replacement, you're looking at a $500 job for pads and rotors together. Low oil level? By the time your engine is making knocking sounds, you have metal shavings circulating through the entire engine. That's internal damage that can't be undone. That's engine replacement territory. Dirty transmission fluid. By the time shifting feels rough or delayed, internal wear has already started happening. Gears have been grinding. Clutch packs have been slipping. That's a multi-$1,000 transmission repair or replacement. Preventive maintenance isn't optional. It's not something you do when you feel like it or when you have extra money. It's the actual price of vehicle ownership built into the cost of driving. You do the checks before failure happens. You follow the service intervals in your owner's manual. You catch problems early when they're small and cheap to fix. That's how you keep a car running strong for 200,000 miles or more, not by waiting for problems, by preventing them systematically. And that brings us to where we go from here. So here's what separates owners who keep their cars running strong for decades from those who watch theirs fall apart in just a few years. Consistency. You now have the complete system. You know exactly what to check. You know when to check it. You understand why each check matters and what happens when you skip it. But understanding maintenance and actually doing maintenance are two completely different things. Which is why I created a follow-up video that shows you step by step how to perform these maintenance tasks yourself with your own two hands. Not just understand the theory, actually do the work. Change your own oil, replace your own air filter, check your own fluids, do the maintenance that keeps your car healthy. Because when you do your own maintenance, two powerful things happen. First, you build genuine confidence. No more anxiety about strange noises. No more panic over dashboard lights. No more fear that you're doing something wrong or damaging your car. Second, you save hundreds of dollars every single year. Oil changes, filter replacements, fluid top-offs, brake inspections. All of this is completely within your ability to do yourself. If this video helped remove some of that first car fear and anxiety, if you learned something that makes you feel more in control of your vehicle, then click that next video right now. Learn how to change your own oil from start to finish, replace your own filters, do the actual work yourself with confidence. Your car will last longer, your wallet will stay fuller, and you'll never feel helpless in front of your own vehicle again. Let's go.